My name is Dave Steele, and along with my partner Janet LePage, we own and operate Western Wealth Capital. Western Wealth Capital is focused on acquiring multifamily townhome and apartment buildings in the greater Phoenix market. Our strategy is to acquire buildings where we can rapidly increase the value by improving properties with our proven value-added system. Along with our investors and joint venture partners, our team has acquired thousands of properties in the greater Phoenix area over the past 20 years. We have targeted Phoenix as one of the top real estate investment markets in the United States, and along with investors just like you, we have acquired more than 10 multifamily buildings in the last 18 months. There are a number of reasons we are very bullish on the greater Phoenix market. 1. The price of properties in Phoenix fell significantly after the 2008 real estate market meltdown across the United States. 2. Phoenix continues to be one of the top growth markets in the United States. Large employers such as Apple, State Farm Insurance, Google, and Home Depot are expanding into Phoenix because of the attractive climate and affordable housing prices. 3. The population of Phoenix is expected to grow at 3 times the national average over the next 20 years. During the strong growth years of 2003 to 2007, the net migration into Phoenix was over 100,000 people a year, and those net migration numbers are expected to exceed 100,000 people a year between 2016 and 2020. Our focus is to find multifamily buildings that are in need of repair or repositioning. A lot of out-of-town investors purchased these buildings after 2008, and a lot of these absentee-owned buildings are neglected and poorly managed. Our strategy is to acquire these buildings where we can increase the net operating income by 25 to 30% over a 3-year period. So let's take a look at a typical building. A typical apartment size would be 200 units at a purchase price of $50,000 a unit, making the total building purchase price $10 million. This would require a down payment of $2 million and closing costs with funds to refurbish the building another $400,000. Our initial loan on a project like this would typically be 80% or $8 million, and a building like this would typically have a net operating income of about $600,000. So let's assume that the net operating income is $600,000, and in this case, net operating income is defined as your rents minus all of your expenses except for your mortgage payment. We believe that we can increase the net operating income to $660,000 by the end of year 1, $720,000 by the end of year 2, and $780,000 by the end of year 3. This would result in a 30% increase in the net operating income. If you're able to do this, you would increase the value of the building to $11 million by the end of year 1, $12 million by the end of year 2, and $13 million by the end of year 3. Now keep in mind that if the $10 million building grows to $13 million, our initial investment was only $2.4 million as we borrowed $8 million from the bank. So on our investment of $2,400,000, we have earned $3 million or over 100% return on our invested money over a 3-year period. Also keep in mind that during the period we hold the building generates about $240,000 a year of net cash flow that is paid out annually to the joint venture equity partners. So let's get this straight. I put up the money as a joint venture partner to acquire the building. Western Wealth Capital oversees the investment and arranges the mortgage financing and works to increase the net operating income by 25 to 30%. Along the way, the partnership pays out a return of approximately 10% a year on November 30th of each year. And in 3 to 5 years, the partnership sells the building with a targeted return for all of us to split 100% on our money over a 3-year period. Yes, that's the program, and actually it gets even better. Recently, one of our largest lenders introduced a program where they will provide us with a loan program that allows us to have the building appraised every 12 months, and the lender will advance us an additional 80% of the new increased value. Going back to our example, let's say that the building's net operating income goes up to $660,000 after the first year, and the building is appraised at $11 million. The bank will advance 80% of the $1 million increase and the $800,000 will go back to the joint venture partners as a return of their capital. If we're able to increase the net operating income of the building by 30% over 3 years and increase the value of the building by $3 million, the bank will advance 80% of the $3 million increase, and the $2.4 million will go back to the joint venture partners as a return of the capital. So now imagine that the property continues to pay $240,000 a year in annual payments to the joint venture partners, which was a 10% return on your initial investment. Now the joint venture partners continue to earn the 10% per year return, but they no longer have any capital invested as the bank has increased the financing and those funds have now been returned to the investors. This is why we are so excited today about the incredible opportunity that exists in Phoenix multifamily real estate.